next honor Katherine. Almond, the Central Methodist musicians are long-standing, as you probably are aware. Charlotte Mayes was the longtime organist at Central Methodist and has returned as their interim. I have a feeling it might be a little longer than that. Please welcome Charlotte.
Thank you, Ben. I was very honored when you mentioned this to me and asked me to have this opportunity for several reasons. I have to give you a little bit of background of how I connected with Margie Mooney. Life is just so full of so many wonderful surprises. Here I was, the daughter of an itinerant pastor, and you know what that means. You move around place to place. And my dad and mother and I moved here from Lexington, and I don't remember much about that because I was 5 years old when we moved here. And then we stayed for 9 years, I believe it was. But I had the most wonderful blessing that I was a student of Margie Mooney's during that time before we had to move away to the next church. And so she's been my hero and my idol. And the portrait that we have on the brochure you did, Billy Joe was nice enough to me to give me that portrait, and it hangs in our church choir room today. So all of that to bring me to the next group, and the next folks at Central Methodist Church, of which I'm very honored to be a part of that as well. But we were so blessed that Katherine Almond was there, came along, and she was born in Albemarle, but many of you will know some of this, but you wait till you hear all of it. She attended Albemarle City Schools. She graduated from Queens College with a degree in music education. In 1936, Katherine was appointed public school music supervisor for the Albemarle City Schools. Held that position for 40 years. She loved teaching the city elementary schools, and the public looked forward to her annual Christmas performances. Later in her career, Katherine taught music classes at Stanley Community College. Then she received an Outstanding Educator in America award several times. Katherine then was the choir director at First Baptist. She covered quite a few here. First Baptist, Tabernacle Methodist, First Presbyterian, and then she made it to Central Methodist. And for 35 years, she was most associated with the music program she led at Central. Katherine embraced a broad spectrum of music in each director position. The congregation of Central United Methodist would look forward to the annual and Christmas and Easter cantatas. Katherine introduced the art of handbell ringing there, and for many years, she was also organist in men's Bible class. I know how that is. You run around place to place and do it as much as you can, and I can just see her now. Katherine was one of the founding members, and I want to bring this out especially. She was one of the founding members, she and Paul Fry, who are both being recognized today, who served in leadership positions, but they were instrumental in starting the Stanley County Concert Association, which we are now, of which I'm president of that group, and we have some wonderful people keeping that going. We are in our 76th year without stopping. And that's a lot to be proud of. And these were the people who helped start it. And similarly, she was one of the founding members of the Stanley County Arts Council. For those of you who are very aware of that, thank you for having this program today. She joined with other junior choir music directors to present junior choir performances in the downtown Albemarle churches. When Katherine retired from teaching and choir directing, she served as organist at Leffler Funeral Home. In addition, she would go to various senior care centers and play and sing with the residents. Music was not her only passion. She was a devoted member of Central United Methodist Church, serving as a Bible school teacher and on the district executive committee. Not surprisingly, Katherine served in all leadership office of the United Methodist Women She volunteered at Piedmont Nursing Center, organized a volunteer corps of 50 people. In addition, she was a leader in the Meals and Wheels program. Katherine was an active member of the Almond Women's Club, serving in all leadership positions in the club. Katherine was recognized as Woman of the Year in 1978. She loved teaching, directing, was known throughout Stanley County as one of the best. Nothing gave her more pleasure than introducing a wonderful piece of music to others and hearing the joyful sound of quality choral music. Her choir members, her students fondly remember her sounding the key of the piece of music from her pitch pipe. Don't hear about those much anymore, but except for bands and whatever. And her fine ear for music that she taught many people. The sound of marvelous music is the way that Katherine Almond will always be remembered. Fortunately, she was still a member of the church and active there when I came to Central and was there during that period of time. And I was delighted to get to tell you a little bit more about what all that she did and the influence she had on the music program here in Stanley County. Thank you.